Our way. You'll notice a lot of sunshine out there today. Just some fair weather cumulus clouds. They're not really going to bring much in the way of rain chances because high pressure is slowly starting to build in, which keeps our weather pattern pretty quiet, at least for the next couple of days. But there is a system that starts to develop out to our west, and it'll come out ahead of a front, and that will bring a late day storm chance likely as we go to close out the end of the work week and look ahead towards the early part of the weekend. So that's the one little hiccup that we're going to have over the next several days. Right now, if you're stepping out this morning, temperature's not bad, pretty seasonably chilly. We're about low to mid 50s across the area. You'll notice everybody enjoying some of that sunshine as those thicker clouds really start to pull away down to our south and to our east. Again, you may notice a couple of those fair weather cumulus clouds, but they're not going to bring much in terms of a rain chance. One thing you may notice, a little bit of a breezier west wind today, about 5 to 15 miles per hour on average. I don't anticipate huge issues with that wind unless you're a little closer to the lakeshore. It starts to turn more northerly, and it will likely keep your temperature just a couple of degrees cooler than where we will be farther inland. But this is a pretty nice forecast as we go through the rest of the day today. By lunchtime, most of us back into the mid-50s, and then wrapping up the afternoon into the 60s in a lot of locations. So if you're headed out and about later today, enjoy this nice stretch, because here's the thing, it only gets warmer from here. We'll talk about where your temperature will peak by the end of the work week coming up in just a few minutes. Almost picture perfect. You've got that deep blue sky. The water's looking beautiful this morning as well. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a lot more folks just out and about kind of enjoying some of this sunny weather, because I mean, when you look at where your temperatures will be later this afternoon, this is a pretty nice treat. Now, keep in mind this cooler temperature you see, that's going to be more so for our lakeshore communities. The farther away from the lake you are, farther inland, the more you're going to be tapping into more of those mid to upper 60s. So that's where we're headed today. A little cooler compared to where we're going to be for the next couple of days as warmer temperatures start to roll back in thanks to this pleasant stretch of weather. But there are some bigger changes that are on the way by the end of the day, or by the end of the work week, and that will come with a little bit of a rain chance. As for this evening, if you're headed out to the Guardians-Yankees game, first pitch is at 6:10. Temperatures should stay right around the mid-50s with plenty of sunshine, so at best just a sweater you're likely going to need once we get into the later part of this evening. But again, it is going to be a dry day at the ballpark. That is good news for us. The reason for this drier weather, high pressure that's building in just to our south, so that's going to keep a little bit more of that sunshine around. But we're watching this system just west of Chicago. Other than a couple showers by early tomorrow morning, I really don't think it brings us too much of a big change to our weather pattern from what we're seeing now. You'll notice as we go through the rest of the day today, that 7 p.m. temperature, most of us are sitting 50s near the lakeshore, 60s a little farther inland, and you'll start to see a couple more of those clouds filtering in overnight, especially if you live close to the lakeshore. That's where that very isolated rain risk sits as we go through the first part of your Wednesday. Outside of that, though, look at how much of Northeast Ohio is staying completely dry, enjoying the sunshine, and temperatures rebounding 60s to 70s across the area. That's that warming trend we're talking about that a lot of us are going to get to enjoy. And honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if we had a couple locations that actually touched 80 degrees before it's all said and done. Now, things will get a little bit warmer, especially by Thursday, and then you'll start to see that tumble just in time for the weekend. That's a front that's going to be working in mainly as we go through the later part of your Friday. So Friday afternoon and evening, we'll watch for a chance for some showers and storms. Once that clears, though, we should start to see some improving weather as we go through the rest of the weekend. That means temperatures improving, and yes, a little bit more of that sunshine in the mix. We'll talk about if this pattern looks to hold with another recap of your 7-day coming up.